The Athletic and Shams have reported Steve Kerr wanted to draft Franz Wagner over Jonathan Kuminga, and I am ecstatic. Steve Kerr is finally sticking up for himself because everybody, from the fans to the organization, throwing Steve Kerr under the bus, especially Lacob and Dunleavy. And he's finally had enough of it, because everyone wants to blame the Warriors' failure on his lineups. Have his lineups been perfect? No. But he's tried every single combination. He's tried the two center lineup with a Al Horford and a Trace Jackson Davis or a Quinn Post. But you know what the problem with all the three of those guys are? They are chopped cheese. You want to blame him for the bad drafting? That's a Bob Myers, Joe Lacob decision. Steve Kerr is still the best when it comes to drawing up offensive game plans. Just look at the amount of open threes. A Moses Moody, a Buddy Hield, a Pajemski, a Gui Santos, a Pat Spencer gets, and they can't knock them down. Just listen to the players I named. This is a very G League level roster. Franz Wagner, 23 points per game, 3 assists per game, 6 rebounds on 48% shooting. Can knock down the open three. He's 6'10", moves without the basketball, plays great defense. Perfect fit for this team. And for people who say, well, Steve Kerr hates centers. First of all, he plays his centers. This is not a center. But for people saying he hates centers, what do you think then he wanted in that draft? Do you think he wanted Wiseman? Do you really realistically think this man wanted James Wiseman? No. That means he wanted a guard, whether it was a LaMelo, a Halliburton, or a Maxey. He wanted one of those three. This was a very Joe Lacob decision. He's obsessed with Giannis. We need athleticism. We need star power. Well, guess what? You drafted Wiseman because you thought he gave you those things. He didn't. You drafted Kuminga because you thought he would give you those things. He didn't. And for people saying, well, he can't develop players, we saw him develop Jordan Poole until Draymond knocked the confidence out of him. We saw him with the fresh fade, and we saw Draymond knock that out of him to where he got the struggle hair, the struggle beard. But maybe he can develop players who fit his system, not a guy who drives into triple team traffic. And Steve Kerr has given him chance after chance after chance. After going 1 for 10 in his last game, multiple turnovers, way more turnovers than points, he said, you know what, enough is enough. And I wish he would do that with Pajemski, but other than that, I'm glad he's finally calling him out. Because Steve Kerr was there at the end of the Chicago Bulls, and Lacob, Dunleavy, we're not willing to give up the future. What the hell do you think the future's going to be? And Andre Iguodala called out Joe Lacob. He really thinks it's the organizations that's won these championships, not the players. And you know who made that mistake? The Chicago Bulls. Steve Kerr was there. He knows. Because they said, you know what, Jordan, you can come back, but we're moving towards the future. So no more Pippen, no more Kerr, no more Rodman, no more Phil Jackson. And Jordan hung it up. And what have the Chicago Bulls accomplished since then? Nothing. Jordan probably, if they keep the team as is, that was a lockout season. They probably go and win the championship. Or what if even the other way? Not only do they keep the team together, they invest. They give up a first or second rounder and bring somebody in.